There was an article at Forbes about the Boston Consulting Group, the company I worked years ago, has been using the AI for their work, which is basically to develop a strategy and transform the company, which I've done for the last 40 some years. What's in there is a concept that I shared in my book, or books, 3 books, all of them, but for the consultant to interview various people in the organization and capture the essence of the interviews, synthesize ideas, come up with the understanding of what are the issues, the bottlenecks, the potentials, approaches, strategy. Those can be developed. So they are using AI in such a manner. For example, I visit Department of R&D and talk with them, what they see as the problem, who are the customer suppliers, what the information is not right, all of that. And you visit other mini company, I call it, say sales or accounting, it doesn't matter, and do the same kind of a interview. And having done that, let's say, in my case, I do it in 2 days or so. But the Forbes Forbes article mentioned that takes maybe, say, 2 weeks. The whole thing can be captured in some summary form in just a couple of days, which used to take 3 weeks or something like that. So what it indicates is to go inside the organization, talk with various people, come up with the ideas by finding the facts, impressions, bottlenecks, problems, how the communication is done, and all of that, so that the organization at the top can have an overall view, as much as anyone in the organization can have an overall view of the company. What's red and green, good and bad, the reasons, what's connected to where and how. So in my work, I did that by visiting a bunch of companies around the world for 40 years or so. BCG does it with a group of people visiting companies, not me, in my case, individually doing it, but using multiple people to do the same thing. So what it does is basically like an organization go through MRI scanning, see what's happening, identify area of concern, expose it, and offer suggestions to deal with it, like a doctor looking at the patient. But in this case, the company president or CEO organize such activity with consultant or by themselves, if they have the skill developed and the software which already exist. So the Forbes article point that in BCG that's being done using the GPT and make it as agent of that organization. And what it means is that organization may look at the organization themselves in the mirror as if, and to see what's going on in a comprehensive manner, so that not just the top management, but the people in the organization can look into it, company overall, or his specific mini company, or his mini company, or customers or suppliers, whatever the area of concern is. So with the visibility and understanding of what's done and being done and to be done, you can align your activity by the priority of the whole organization and the customer's needs and the internal organization's needs somehow balanced out. So that's how the whole organization can transform. So I explained the whole concept. Basically, following the idea of the total quality management, but with the idea of mini company, that each person is the owner of his area of responsibility, mini company. So it can be CEO is his mini company, department of the finance may be mini company, and the operations can be, or the line supervisor can be mini company. So each of them go through the self-management process of capturing the key information, understanding the mission, customer, suppliers, KPI, develop a plan and go through plan, do, check, act, so that they self-manage but also related to the rest of the organization. So conceptually, I explained those in the book New Shop Plan Management, but also in the book called The Result from the Heart, which has the foreword by the Dalai Lama. The main focus there was not just using the brain, but connecting to the heart. So there's ownership and capturing the whole of what you got to align to the organization's goal and the big organization's goal, so that you can find the passage with your empowered sense of how you do it, what to do, in what way, and share that. And I mentioned about writing the annual report or quarterly report for each mini company, and then have the whole company to have the same session. So this was done way back in 1992 when I published the book, New Shop Plan Management, and 2002, Results from the Heart. But now with the power of AI, what I did individually to work with the organization to transform can be done by BCG, Boston Consulting Group, with their thousands of people to go any companies around the world, as much as each organization or the company can do the same thing. Perhaps having a dedicated group of people, maybe a team, or could be a team comprised of from different divisions, but work together to do the same as I did explain in the book New Shop Plan Management and the Results from the Heart. So AI would facilitate the process, capturing the information concisely and summarize the idea and integrate all of those in a comprehensive manner, but with the ownership of the people, but have the global view, transparent to everyone. So the mini company idea for ownership and self-management, and glassful management, the visibility of the information across the board, to align the strategy with each mini company so that the alignment across the whole organization can be done. In the book, Shop Plan Management, New Shop Plan Management, it says about how to orchestrate those with the idea of the Hoshin Kanri or policy management with mini company, glassful management. So the essence is the empowerment of people and the ownership of each one. So the idea, as I shared in the other video, about how we see the change, transformation of what is to come with AI, with high technological change is impacting people. So how do we empower us to move forward? In the book, I said your job is to eliminate your job because that is happening, that will be happening. AI is going to help. You might as well be the empowered person to find the passage which you like and contribute and develop the skill using those ideas I mentioned. So it may be too complex or overwhelming to get the idea because I have gone through those with various companies in the world, but now BCG is utilizing AI, ChatGPT, and also video transcription and video generating and having a dialogue with the GPT in the platform of visual communication as if having a dialogue, as if AI is the co-pilot. So that's the agent idea of each company to develop. You can use me, which I did, but I'm not going to do it anymore at this age. But BCG can do that. I can see what they can do, as I have shared my books and ideas with them prior to my starting my own company. So be prepared. Have the conceptual understanding of overall view, and look at the power of each element of those. Summarize ideas, capture the essence of it, and sort out what is to be done for the organization. And as I mentioned in other videos too, this mini company idea is applicable for each person to manage their life. Because within yourself, there are many me's, I call it mini me and mini me. One mini me may be responsible for the work or the hobby, relationship, finance, health, whatever, spiritual pursuit. So there are lots of departments. And for us to live well, as in the organization to function well, we have to synthesize all the elements, not being divided by the silo and not communicating, but with the idea of samadhi, to go inside of you, have a calm, quiet mind to see what's inside, which is basically the same process of interviewing for BCG to work with the company to capture the base information and then synthesize. But you can do the same thing individually to live your life. I have shared the idea of life profile, developing KPI for my own organization myself. And like an annual report, I go through that. I have a daily and weekly PDCA cycle and continuous process of Shila Samadhi Panya, and connecting to heart, not just living in the brain, but being human with the emotion and the passion and the energy source we have within. We want to connect that and align those resources and initiative with the information organized by developing a strategy, going through this process that was discussed briefly in that Forbes article, which I can put into the description. But if you have those ideas, I'm going through quickly, but if you have the Forbes article, imagine how the company can operate utilizing BCG or your internal resource. That's one you can do. And then also read my book, New Shop Floor Management. There's an element of those and how they need to be synthesized with the idea of the whole strategy to be developed with this policy management or Hoshin Kanri idea. That's a Japanese for the policy management. So that you have the alignment of the mini company to the whole of the organization connected to the world. But as I mentioned, the same concept applies to each individual. Results from the Heart, another book, talks more about it. That I didn't mention about the mini me idea in that book. But as Dalai Lama quoted, use the brain, but listen to your heart and live with the mission. So clarify the mission by gathering the information, synthesizing them. You can do your own strategy development to empower yourself, develop a strategy to go through PDCA, Shila Samadhi Panya, to live your life better. As much as the same structure is to be used by the organization. So the whole idea is already explained, also connect to the idea of the Kegon, Avatamsaka Sutra, interpenetration, whole idea, which I've already talked about. And that's the reason, by the way, that I asked Dalai Lama to give a foreword, because of the concept of the Kegon, interpenetration, whole idea, is quite fit for any organization to change. Be alive, not just brain, but with heart, but with the comprehensible idea, and with the AI tools becoming available, we are in this process of a big change that can happen for the organization, including our own life, connected to your heart and using your brain. Just a thought. Let me know if you have any question, and I like to keep on posting more ideas and videos related to this subject. Thank you.